Start the BRB real quick. Hello there. We're here. We're doing the thing. We're finishing swimming. Right now, we're gonna make rigid bodies. You know, these physics objects that we can interact with. We're gonna make it so that they float as well, and they have their own configurable buoyancy and all that. So it'll prevent this problem that we currently have, where just like everything just kind of falls, just completely ignores the water. It doesn't matter. Now it'll kind of have that flowy kind of principle, or not principle, property to it. But off stream, I also got a little bit of work done. I did the swim animations. So you can see you blend into those. You like kind of lean upwards when you swim upwards. You lean downwards when you swim downwards. And then you even got a unique animation for jumping out of water. And that's its own like separate state. So I could say like, you know, water jumps are like 2 times higher than your base jumps or whatever. It could be distinguished pretty easily, which is nice. I think that's about all I have to show for the swim animations. It was a big pain though. You can see my actually no, I can't show it while it's going. But yeah, you can see a bit of how messy and spiderwebby these nodes get, but just the nature of the process. Swim, swim up, swim down, swim jump. Here also, I have a map I've been working on. Let me pop that up real quick. So this is kind of like another concept for this mall thing I've been talking about. Not as much lately on stream, but still. Every one of these little pockets here is kind of meant to be a store. So here, 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 here. And you have these wings with there's 6 wings with 5 stores each within them. So you got, you know, 25 stores, but ignoring these ones don't have, this one only has 4 stores within it, but I mean, whatever. There's a hidden store to make up for that, ideally. But yeah, I'm gonna export this into Unity, and then start using Pro Builder to set up little like obstacles and platforming things and challenges within it. Because right now it's pretty blank, and hopefully this will be the replacement for this little grid level. I mean, the like checkerboard level I've been working in. I'll start playing in that instead. But yeah, I think last time we left off was right about when we were setting up, making so that water fields could move as well, which is a very specific thing that off stream Connor and I came up with a few ideas for. You know, if we had like a block of jello that was like on a conveyor belt and you could swim in the jello, that's one way. But a more conventional way is definitely like if you just had a pool or like a tank of water or something that's being moved on a train or something like that. Like, it's a very specific case, but I'm really glad he put that in there, because that opens up a lot of possibilities to us that otherwise I would have no idea how to do this. If I was prompted with make a swimmable environment that can move around, like, that's rough. But yeah, so today we will go through rigid bodies floating. I think we're going to finish it.
I'm here. I haven't said anything. I'm here though.
Hello.
I'm ready as well.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we could probably get going then. I'm just hoping none of my changes that I did last night I like forgot about, and now they're going to cause trouble, but we'll see as I delve into it. I don't think I changed anything scripting wise with the swim. I think it was all animation stuff, so I should be okay. Oh, I haven't drawn anyone today yet. I'm trying to enforce just like draw a random person every day, because that's going to be good for filling out civilians.
Yeah.
This hasn't been on the stream much, but we've been talking a lot about this mall idea, and it's kind of evolved into something of its own that maybe we'll go more into once we, if we do like a modeling stream when we're making characters for it or whatever. But as of right now, I mean, it doesn't. It's not really worth going super into. But we've been working on that and talking about that off stream a lot.
Yeah, we probably need or we'll probably end up trying to figure out just like what work we need to do to get it, like what steps we need to take or whatever.
Yeah, like I think we should try to be like, let's get one wing,
Yeah.
and then once we have a wing that's fully functional, then it's like, all right, let's make the realms for it. Like, and then once we have that, then we have like a demo we can show people, and like post out and try to get
Yeah.
attention with, and then just go from there. Next wing, next wing, next wing.
Yeah, I guess the demo really is the first like major step.
Yeah. Just make a nice little vertical slice of everything you can expect. But okay. Now we're going to move on to number 4, floating objects. Now that our sphere can swim, it would be nice if it had some floating objects to interact with. Once again, we have to program this ourselves, which we'll do by adding support for it to existing components that to our existing component that already supports custom gravity. Oh, perfect. So it's just going to be built into the rigid body script. I guess I should have predicted that, but still very nice. So yeah, on all our rigid bodies, we already have this custom gravity rigid body, just because we have the capabilities to make gravity, upside down, inside out, spherical, whatever. So if we have it, we could just edit it in there where it also will allow water to affect it. Your thing working?
I think so, but I can't tell.
Do you want to
Can't
set up?
tell now.
Actually, no. You have double jumps on, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But do you want to try to set up a water jump? That was like really easy.
Oh, did you do that already?
Yeah.
Nice.
So you could have it
Um,
set up where it counts the same as if you were jumping off the ground. So you could jump out of the water and then double jump with your form, basically. It was like literally like it was like 2 lines of code. It was very easy.
yeah. I think, yeah, I'm turning. I'm just not going as fast. I guess
Yeah,
the
it's probably
drag
because
is
it's
too
moving
low.
really fast too.
Probably, right?
Probably what?
It's probably the drag. Oh, swim acceleration. I'm probably not able to accelerate very quickly in the water.
Oh yeah. That's something that's cool is we could like I mean I keep saying this shit every time he does this. It's such like an obvious thing, but I just love how much I can really see the path ahead of us. Like if we got like
Mhm.
flippers, and it's just like when you pick up flippers, swim speed and swim acceleration are doubled. Like it just like we already have the foundation for it. It's done. Like it's so easy.
Yeah. Damn it.
Okay. So I have custom gravity rigid body open. Submergence. Add a configurable submergence offset, submergence range, buoyancy, water drag, and water mask to custom gravity rigid body, just like moving sphere. Except we don't need swim acceleration, speed, or threshold. That's weird. Do you think we're going to have to set the offset for each individual rigid body? I guess it wouldn't be that
Uh,
hard, but
we'll maybe we'll get the center of
yeah, I
the
wonder if
rigid
you'll
body or
calculate
something.
it. That'd be nice. Okay, well, let's throw all these serialized fields in then. Bam. So, submergence offset, submergence range, buoyancy, and drag. So I guess let me bring up paint real quick just to make sure I still understand this because it's been a little while. So you have your ball,
It's been a
your
while.
spin a while. Your range is the length of the full ball, and then your offset is the length of half the ball, right? Is that the idea?
He drew it up here somewhere. Where did he draw it? Yeah, and then
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So the idea is you compare, like, say this is like a water plane. You compare how far it is relative to the range. So then, like, this distance and this distance are kind of two separate things, and this is the submergence. Is like how far you are in the water. And then the offset is what? That's the point of when you're considered fully submerged.
Yeah, so
So if you're
it's
past this point,
actually
you're fully submerged.
yeah. So the submergence range is the or wait. Maybe no, maybe it's the bottom.
The
Because that would
bottom?
make yeah, that would make the range pointless.
I guess that's true, actually. Yeah. I guess let's just read it again. Um, that way
I
we
think
can precisely control when our sphere counts as being in water and when it's fully submerged. So that's based on the range. This is a good deal. This is a good fucking deal. Everybody, all you people watching, buy this Ghost Runner Midweek Madness. It's a good game. Anyways,
we measured this from a point offset above the sphere's center straight down to the max. Oh, right. It has to do with going from down.
so it
It's
goes
the,
from the offset to the range, kind of.
I think it was from the range, the top of the range to the, through the offset is how we get how we like raycast down to the water.
Okay. So that's why you need this full range, is because you need the top of the sphere still for the raycast. And then the
Yeah.
offset is for judging whether or not we're in water. Well, so is the range, but this is at what point in this raycast hit is it considered in water? I think I generally get that.
Yeah. So so I guess it starts to be submerged once it goes over the offset. Is that what it is?
Yeah, once the range returns that your water plane is past the offset, then it is considered in water. And then
Oh, right, right.
the offset, what is it called? The threshold is was just there so we could configure at what point you are considered in water, but we don't need that for the rigid bodies, I guess.
Yeah, because we have the in water Boolean, but then we have the like submergence float. Now I lost my place.
Okay. Um, Next, we need a submergence field. Reset it to 0 at the end of fixed update if needed before applying gravity. We also need to know the gravity when determining submergence, so keep track of that in a field as well.
Can't believe we don't keep track of gravity and custom gravity rigid body.
Yeah, we're just now adding that. That's interesting. So now we have our submergence, which is it's just going to be set to true or false depending on if you're past that threshold, and then gravity because the gravity is going to be different depending on if you're in water or not. I'm just going to replace the whole thing. Fixed update. Oh, we didn't need to add gravity in before because we just got it from custom gravity, I guess.
Oh, right.
But now we're actually editing it, so I guess it needs to be its own field. Yeah, that makes sense. Because then down here we're probably going to edit what gravity is, I'm assuming. Yeah. Well, actually, I guess not. It seems like we just use it. I don't know if we change it.
Yeah, we'll probably change it.
Then add the required trigger methods along with an evaluate submergence method, which works the same as before, except that we calculate the up axis only when needed and don't support connected bodies. Then add the required methods.
We're just copying the ones from moving ball, I think.
Oh, so they don't need connected bodies because they're not going to connect to each other. Okay. I thought it was saying, like, we can't connect to it when it's in water. But that makes sense, yeah, because it's within the gravity script. It's not within the ball script. So yeah, this is the same as what we had in the sphere, just with a couple things cut out. But yeah, it's checking if you're in a water plane or a water object. Then it does the raycast from the offset to see how submerged you are and returns that submergence value. If you're fully submerged, then it just returns 1. Even when floating, the objects can still go to sleep. If this is the case, then we can skip evaluating submergence. So don't invoke evaluate submergence on trigger stay if the body is sleeping. We still do in on trigger enter because that guarantees a change. Okay, so it just allows sleeping in the water.
It's funny, he put this huge chunk and then just like a tiny change right after.
Yeah, well, because I guess this whole chunk is just copy and pasted, and then, well, no, because he changed this chunk too, because he removed the connected bodies section. So I guess you're right. He could have probably put this. Whatever.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I do want to I want to look at moving balls emergent or submergence really quick.
Clip that. Clip that. Why do I keep having to restart Steam? Get out of here.
Okay. Else submergence is 1. Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, never mind. So, if your body is sleeping, and it's a water mask, and its water mass doesn't equal 0, whatever, and it is it's an object in the water mask, then evaluate submergence. Okay.
I guess because on trigger stay goes every frame
That's
that
when
it's
you're
in the trigger.
consistently in it, yeah. So it'll just keep checking until it is sleeping, and then it'll stop. That makes sense. In fixed update, apply water drag and buoyancy if needed. In this case, we apply buoyancy via a separate add force invocation instead of combining it with normal gravity. So you have normal gravity, and then you're just adding a force on top of it to simulate like a floating force.
Yeah, I guess this is where the math really like comes to a head because he's just like multiplying buoyancy by submergence.
Well, it's gravity times negative buoyancy times submergence. So I think it's getting.
But I mean, like buoyancy and submergence, they like that's how the whole That's how the whole drag, what's it called? That's the drag function or whatever.
Oh.
Like he calculated buoyancy and submergence specifically so he could do it like that.
We'll also apply the drag to the angular velocity so objects won't keep spinning while floating. That's pretty smart. I didn't even know you had to do that as like a separate thing. That makes sense though. Floating objects can now end up with arbitrary rotations while floating. Often objects will float with their lightest side facing up. We can simulate this by adding a configurable buoyancy offset vector set to 0 by default. Holy shit, I did not expect it to go that far. So we can actually say we can say what the lightest point of the object is by like moving some offset so that it'll float relative to that. I definitely didn't expect it to go that hard. Oh well, they're not even. Why is it not working? I guess they default to 0 or something.
Yeah, we write it as vector 3 0.
So then I gotta go over here and say the buoyancy is what, 2, I guess, for it to start floating.
I think it's add force at position, so maybe it's the lowest point of the floating.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be changing anything. Oh, actually, I have to set what the water mask is. Right? Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I put the buoyancy really high just because I got frustrated that it wasn't working, and now it looks silly. Let me get a boost. All right, I'm gonna jump off the top of the barrel. Aw. Okay, so let's do this again. Damn it! I have to go through each individual fucking rigid. Oh, no, I don't. I can just select all of them. And then I could say water mask, water, and buoyancy 2. Now they all have the same buoyancy, but whatever. Yeah, look at the floating things. Yeah. This looks like such a fucking junk pile. I really like how like messy this map is because I just like threw a bunch of random objects in here. Like it really looks like a fucking junkyard. Let me up the slope, dude. God damn it. There's soda cans and table. Oh, there's one of the problems I think he's gonna address. Look at that table. Look at that table. What that table doing?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna jump right in the heart of that junk pile. Yeah.
Do you still have your force boost?
Oh yeah, I do. Let's see if it works. Oh god damn it! I fucking hate that thing.
That's a good sign.
Look at that! Whoa. That's not supposed to happen. Why?
Wait, did the button do that to you?
No, the problem is I don't have a transition from swimming to in the air because I didn't think that would be possible. Like, why would you go from swimming to being in the air all of a sudden? But I guess you could like swim down a waterfall, or I guess get knocked out of the water. I just didn't even consider that, so I need to fix that. But I at least know exactly why that's happening, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, okay, very nice. So now we have floaty things, and I can configure how buoyant certain things are. For example, I could take this pretzel and say that it's fucking super buoyant, so it just launches every time it hits water. just like bouncing along the surface. I expected it to be crazier than that. Maybe it's because the mass is really high on that. I feel like I remember making the mass high. It is 5. Let's keep going higher, I guess.
Yeah, because we're adding force.
There it goes. Boing. See, I don't really know what we could do with this, but I like this. I like that this is like a possibility. Like I feel like we could create like a bounce house with this. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
put a water plane over the bounce house, make it invisible, and then make our buoyancy super high when we're in there, and just be like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a bounce house. It's not water.
trampoline. You do a
Trampoline, yeah, that's
trampoline.
the smarter one.
You just have, if you do that with a shader that like tracks the bottom, like your connection point and pulls back the image. I know you could do that. Like if you could do like a fake stretch.
That's so cool. I love when we like. I love that once we have like a simple version of something, we could just like twist it to become so many other things. That's exciting.
Yeah.
There definitely should be a trampoline in the mall, just somewhere. I mean, at the very, I mean, at its biggest form, a trampoline store. At its smallest store, you just find a rogue trampoline. Whoa, what's she doing? What is you doing?
Is that part of the animation?
She's considered on the wall right now for some reason. I think that's the problem. Because everything else is right. She's sprinting, she's falling, she's swimming. I don't know why she's considered on the wall. It must be one of the what is it? Just the definition of it got a little wacky. I'm gonna shadow play that.
Could it be the rigid body? Did you like
Well, I got launched.
did you like run into a rigid body though?
Maybe. I guess let's watch back the clip. Let's see what happened. Okay, I got launched by that fucking thing. So let's see, when did I get considered on the wall? Okay, so when I'm pushing against this rigid body, I'm considered on the wall. And then I get knocked away by this thing, and I'm still on the wall. So that means if I go up against a wall and then go up against something and then just swim away from it, it should have the same effect if I'm fully submerged. Alright. Why is that one? Yeah, I'm still on the wall.
Is there a mask we need to put on, or like is there a layer that we need to put them on?
The rigid bodies?
Yeah, like maybe you put a
Well, I think the problem is with the on wall definition. I think it just doesn't have it should have some sort of check
right.
about my swimming.
You have an on wall declaration, right?
Yeah, so I think that's
That's like
probably
not
the
part of
problem.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the same as is on steep. Which, to be honest,
Right.
I don't really know why I have is on wall. I don't really know what that does. Okay, so yeah, here is on wall is set to true when you're not on the ground, you're on a steep, and you're not swimming. That's not true. I was up against the thing and I was swimming and it still considered it true. It's bizarre. So then it should be, maybe the problem is with the swimming. I should have a bigger check on my swimming to make sure you're not on a steep for, no, because then, whatever, off stream. I gotta make a note. I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out if I just spend some time throwing shit at it.
I gotta find my rigid bodies. They're somewhere out in space.
How'd they get there?
I don't know. I used to spawn right here, and it would always be like after 3 seconds they would fly in into the gravity. I might have just deleted them. I think so.
Well, let me throw this
Yeah.
buoyancy offset in here real quick. I don't think I ever added that in yet. Or did I? Yeah, I don't think I did. That's crazy that we can say what the lightest point of an object is. I was not expecting that. I wonder if we could do that with if we could use that with the trampoline somehow to like keep you upright or something. Well, I guess gravity would keep you upright most likely, but or like keep a physics, like if there was an object you could put on that would like stay upright as it's bouncing for some reason. I don't know why you would need that. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if the bottom is heavier than the top, then it'll do that. I think you can do like centers of mass.
I wonder if there's a better way to do a trampoline though. Now that I'm thinking about it, like maybe there's like a way smarter, easier, less performance heavy way or something. I don't know.
That's a jam.
Yeah.
Just try and figure it
Tramp
out.
jam.
Yeah. Maybe we should do. We'll do our gadget for ideas first. So what do I need? Custom gravity rigid body.
Here, I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
I have a problem
Okay.
where it doesn't it doesn't take into effect the custom gravity. It just floats there. And when I hit it, it floats like it's in free gravity. Like it just has no gravity.
Did you check float to sleep?
No.
Do that. I think that'll fix it.
Where is that?
That's in the custom gravity rigid body. Float to sleep.
Like, did anything change about it?
No.
If float to sleep.
Do you just not have it as a serialized field or something?
Oh, it's a serialized field.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Do you have it default to false?
No, it's default to true, and
Okay.
it's not a serialized field.
Just bool float to sleep, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
I have it set to default to false, but I don't know if it really matters. So just whatever it is by default, just switch it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's on for me though.
I think it's because well, I don't know.
Does it have a
It would
rigid
make
body and
sense.
a collider?
Yeah. That was what tripped me up, is that there's a rigid body on it, but it's not falling.
But when you bump into it, it like floats.
Yeah. I'll try but also when you put it in the water, it just goes straight up out of the water and stays there. So its gravity is not affecting it. It's getting that one buoyancy force and then just floating off. Oh, wait.
What was that?
Oh, it's new. This is new. Hold on.
Oh, it just got hit by that thing, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It just got knocked
That was
down.
lucky.
Wait, what? That is behaving weirdly. Yeah, do you want to compare scripts maybe? It's pretty bizarre. I don't know what's causing that.
Yeah.
You have your gravity disabled, right, in the project settings? Gravity is 0 in physics.
Yeah, it should be.
I guess that would yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So awake, you just get the component and you body.use gravity false.
Yeah.
Fixed update, you have if float to sleep, if body.is sleeping, float delay is 0, return. If body velocity square magnitude is less than 0.001, float delay equals float delay plus time.delta time.
Yeah. This all looks right so far.
Do
Gravity
you want to
equals
just read
custom
through it, you
gravity.
think?
Yeah, I can do it. I assume it's this drag or something to do with
Did you just put it in the wrong spot,
gravity.
maybe? Like,
oh wait,
your drag is within the submergence check?
Yeah, if submergence is greater than 0. Oh wait, is this right? Yeah. Oh wait, no. No. I think I see the problem. He changes add force to add force at position, but I did that. There's a second add force that happens right after that I changed
Oh,
instead.
yeah, I didn't even change that yet either. I need to do that. That's in where is that? On trigger enter? Or
It's
no, it's in fixed update.
It's in fixed update. There's body add force in the submergence check, and then there's one right outside of it, and I changed the one outside of it. But that's the one that applies gravity.
Oh,
so
okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
So we're supposed to put it within the submergence check.
Yeah.
That's replacing this one then. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that this line just I should move this. Or I guess.
Let me just add a comment. It's like base gravity, kind of.
I guess I could. Either way. I forgot that we're like artificially adding gravity in this one line.
Yeah, that's like if nothing else. If there's no weirdness happening, then it just falls into normal gravity. I feel like this thing would be like really buoyant. Well, that's weird. It's like resting on top of the other objects too, kind of. No. I wonder if it would be buoyant enough that I could stand on it. Probably not. Oh yeah, that's the weirdness, so we still gotta fix. So yeah, I guess I would go through each object and say, like, okay, I want this one's buoyancy offset. I kind of wish I could see what this point was, though, so I could just kind of click and drag it where I think the... I guess I could maybe make a gizmo for that. But yeah, whatever. So I would say the buoyancy offset is up in the X. I guess that's starting from the origin. So I guess I would say 0.5. So it's at the top. So now this thing should float from the top rather than from the center. It's not doing it. I mean, it is. I think it's doing it, but not quite right. I guess it would be Y, yeah. That makes more sense, actually. I just realized I shouldn't have put that in X. Fuck, it's still doing it.
I think this... I think this works.
You got it?
Yeah. Looks pretty good. Oh yeah, I never built in camera ignore.
Oh, so you can't look through the, like, the physics objects?
Hey, that's kind of a good puzzle.
What? Oh, you're jumping on top of it? That's kind of nice, yeah. But I removed the thing. He put a thing in there that makes it so that your jumps are diminished depending on if you're in water or not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of removed that. Just so that the water jumps would work better.
It would be nice if the climb also had a thing where holding climb on a rigid body held it in place.
Oh yeah.
Like connected it to you.
Did I change what my climbing key was, or is it just not working? I think it's just not working. There we go. Okay. Like, that's so annoying. How did I just, like, I spent so much time doing this shit. I don't know how I didn't notice this fucking bug. It's only when I sprint swim, which is very weird because it doesn't even actually, like, matter. Just when I'm holding shift, he goes boom 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 boom. Ugh. Oh wait, that's probably it right there. I think I might have just fixed it. Either way, there's still the problem of the... Oh, no. Now it just applies to everything. Damn it. Maybe it's...
Well, the rest of this is just going to be fixing the floating problems. Do you want to trying to get through that.
Yeah, sorry. Interacting with floating objects. While swimming through water with floating objects in them, the orbit camera will jerk back and forth because it tries to stay in front of the objects. What?
This can be avoided by adding a see-through layer that works like a regular layer, except that the orbit camera is set to ignore it.
Didn't we do this? Isn't this camera ignore?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, orbit camera. Is that specifically when you're... Or is that just what the name of the whole thing is?
That's just the script name.
Okay.
That's weird.
What's the difference? Yeah. I guess he doesn't have that layer here. He doesn't have the camera ignore layer anymore, so maybe he's just
maybe he
skipped to this.
He might have written that, like he might have added that to an earlier one after he made this.
Well, did
you know what I mean?
Do you want to do this then, since you skipped that anyways?
Yeah,
get caught up.
I should.
That's probably a good opportunity.
Oh, you know, this could actually make a difference for that, for how we do stuff, because he says, can we make see-through objects invisible when they obstruct the view? Yes, it can be detected when this is the case, or when this is the case, which can be used to change the object's visualization. I was never using layer masks in the shader, but
so that would be, we would say, like, is this like a camera dissolve object or not, you know?
Yeah.
So then, yeah, you just tie it to that same logic and you make it dissolve rather than being invisible. That's good to hear.
So yeah, I gotta make that real quick.
This makes no fucking sense. Why is this happening? God, I made it worse.
I forget how to make add to the matrix.
You go to project settings, text and layers.
Text and layers. Or tags and layers, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, okay. These need to all be false at the same time. Yeah. That doesn't fix the on wall thing, but I think it makes it so that it doesn't matter. Yeah. I still need to fix that, but just a different problem. I really want to get something working so that it changes when you're underwater. This is so, like, so lame that it just disappears when you look under it.
You know that SpongeBob song that's like do 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 do.
Is that SpongeBob?
Is it not? Maybe it's not SpongeBob. What song is that?
I know exact. I can hear it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I guess I am surprised, but I'm not. I don't want to say it's impossible that it's from SpongeBob, but I definitely would not have thought of that as a SpongeBob song. How could you possibly find that?
I'm pretty sure it's from the episode of SpongeBob where he goes to the future, or has something to do with the Chrome.
I don't know. Thing. I'll look it up.
Or maybe is it the? Is it the song that plays in the when he has like a party with? Oh, SpongeBob Techno song. There it is. It is. It's the Jellyfish Jam.
Oh, you got it?
Oh no, that's the da 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 da. Is it Electric Zoo? Fairy corns are here. YouTube kids. I found it. Yep. It's Electric Zoo.
It's Electric Zoo. This one's good.
Anyway, I have a remix in my head that involves that, and I've had it this whole time, and I just kept thinking, like, this is a fucking awesome song. It's just in my head.
Bro, I literally... I'm so surprised that this is from SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's from the, like, Chrome episode, I'm pretty sure.
This is the whole thing? Does it change ever?
No.
It's
just a beat.
4-second loop.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
5
no. How about a little music to count me money to? And now for the #1 song in Bikini Bottom, Electric Zoo.
Is that when he goes? The one that goes boop boop beep boop pop.
Yeah, it's the one when SpongeBob thinks Mr. Krabs is a robot. I knew it had to do with robot versions of characters.
That's funny.
But anyway, I have that combined with the song from the end of Pikmin in my head.
Very specific.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna see if I'll dedicate an hour, and if I can't make it after that, I'll stop.
Our current approach works fine for small objects, but it doesn't look as good for larger and non-uniform objects.
He's
For
Dutch.
example, a large floating block should remain more stable when the sphere interacts with them. To increase stability, we have to spread the buoyancy effect over a larger area. This requires a more complex approach, so duplicate custom gravity rigid body and rename it to stable floating rigid body. Rename its buoyancy offset with an array of offset vectors. Turn submerge into an array as well, and create it in a wake with the same length as the offset array. I didn't internalize any of that because I was too focused on doing the voice, and you didn't internalize any of that because you were doing the song in your head the whole time. Fuck.
The matrix looks the same when I added that layer. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot you still have to do that. Do that.
It's the same. It's identical.
But you added a new layer.
But that's it. Like, I just added the layer. That's all it does?
Well, I guess so. Well, now you go to objects and you set it to that layer.
Yeah, I did that.
And then... Why?
I don't know how camera ignore works. We can just make a new layer and the camera does that? Well, this is what I did.
In the camera, you go to the camera and then you pick obstruction mask and you uncheck the things that you want the camera to ignore. So you'd go, whatever layer you put that rigid body in, you now have the camera ignore that layer. Like, for example, I made a rigid bodies layer that I just put all my rigid bodies in, and then I have the camera ignoring all rigid bodies.
The camera is set to ignore it, he says.
So yeah, you just go to your orbit camera script and go to obstruction mask.
I'm just looking at his steps for it, though.
I think he just didn't show that. I think he's just implying that you'll do this.
I guess so.
Because he says the orbit camera is set to ignore it. So it's just one of those things that he didn't fully explain, but he's just like, you'll figure it out kind of thing.
Yeah, just go to the camera and ignore. Or, wait, we don't even have... I thought we had, like, layer masks in the camera.
You do. It's an obstruction mask. You should have an obstruction mask for the camera. You see on my stream right here?
I guess, yeah, I never made it to begin with, so I guess I never did that part of it either.
Do you want me to bring up my script for that, or do you want to just move on?
Oh, no, I do have it. I do have one. It's just not
You didn't make it
It's
a
not a
serialized
serialized
field.
field. Yeah. Could you bring up yours really quick?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, that's yours.
I already have it open.
Uh,
So you want me to go to the serialized field then, or
yeah, if
just
you
that,
could just highlight it.
and then all the uses of it, I guess. Or
Wait,
right, you
where?
already had it in there, right? So all you got to do is change it to be a serialized field.
I am looking at my screen. Sorry.
You couldn't tell them apart.
No. I couldn't even tell
You
what it
just
changed.
look at your screen. How do you?
I looked at mine and then I don't know. I was tricked. I was like, that's my screen. And then I clicked on the full screen and I thought that it had changed to yours, but it didn't. Oh, okay. So you just put serialized field over.
I think because it's a layer mask, it just automatically that's how it handles. That's how serialized field handles layer masks. You don't have to like explicitly say make a drop down. And then you should set your layer mask. If you want to just copy these settings, that doesn't. I just have it set to ignore agents, camera ignore, and rigid bodies. Which I mean, I guess pretty self-explanatory. So you would just do your camera ignore layer, whatever you called that, and then agent, so it ignores itself.
There we go.
Yeah. Now I have the jellyfish jam stuck in my head now.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, it's well, yeah, that is it.
It's like a variation on the original.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the original one is
I
called.
like to move it. Hi, dog.
It's the original song of that, of like the da 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 da. I always thought
Basketball
that.
song.
Yeah, I always thought of that as like that's Michael Jordan's theme song.
It's definitely in Space Jam, right? That's gotta be.
Oh, it must be. Yeah, that must be what it is. Because I don't know how I would even know Michael Jordan otherwise. As a young kid, anyway. Who could like make that mistake?
We got. I mean, we don't have enough to leave for the next stream, but we do have
Yeah,
enough
let's
that
just
we gotta.
get through it.
We have enough that we gotta get going.
Yeah.
So make a duplicate of custom gravity rigid body. A little annoying that we have to do that, but whatever. Actually, that I can't just. See, he says it like you could just control D it, but like it. I guess maybe you can, but I feel like I've had trouble with that before.
You can right click and duplicate.
Well, yeah, that's what Control
then...
D does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's because you have to change the name in the script too. That's the.
Maybe that's what I ran into in the past.
Yeah, because I ran into that and I remember like warning you of it, but I think it was just one thing that I didn't understand.
Did you hear that if Deborah gets a Botox injection, he might be able to burp again?
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Apparently,
to restore that.
Do you know Reply All, that podcast?
I've heard of it.
Apparently they did an episode all about people who can't burp, and everybody hated it, and everyone was like, it's the most boring fucking episode, who cares? But Deborah was like, it was like a beam of light from the heavens.
You can't burp?
You didn't know that?
I feel like I forgot it, or I
So that was just a
he...
complete non sequitur thing. I mean, with no context,
Yeah.
that's already a really funny sentence. Like, but yeah, Deborah is incapable of burping, and it causes him a lot of pain.
I feel like I remember him always like going, like trying to, like on
Yeah.
but. That's what I remember. So I remember like, I guess I always assumed he could burp.
He also said there were like stretches you could do. Like, he said that there's like he found a subreddit called like r/no burp, and the people are talking about how like if you do like these vocal stretches every day, you might be able to do it that way too. So he's gonna try that. But I don't know if he would actually go through with the Botox thing. That would be interesting. I can imagine how satisfying that'd be, just like your first burp. Okay. God, I can't focus.
Buoyancy offset. I'm trying to find that. Okay. Oh, it's offsets. It's
Yeah,
a
we change it now.
it, it's a an array. So we have multiple floating points. Floating points is
Yeah,
misleading,
that's
but that's something else.
that's already a thing. So what are we doing? Oh, it's for. So it's within bigger objects. It'll not just rotate from one center point. It'll rotate from multiple points.
I think the GIF he shows at the end is a good explanation, I think, because it something like that object would not float right with what we have. It would just spin. Oh, I saw while we continue and not slow down at all, I noticed, and I'm pressing Control C while I do that. I noticed that in Paint the Town Red, their menu, they're like you press escape and they have a GIF maker of like the last like 30 seconds of your play.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And I tried to use it in Discord because I found a really cool like little scene that you can do where you like kick a toilet a stall open and then you like kick someone in the head, and when you kick them from the wherever you kicked the door, it like sends their body up and they like crack their head on the back of the wall.
God.
But I had it in super hot mode, so it was fun. I wanted to do like I love super hot, and it's just me like kicking open a door and then killing a guy because they like
But it didn't
it's
work, or what?
it was the GIF is too big for Discord,
Aw.
even when it was super short. Because I think they make I don't think they, I don't know.
I've been using OBS for that with just like really low bit rate.
Yeah,
That lets me do like a 25-second clip, and I can send that. I've been
that's
doing that
smart.
instead of making GIFs because like I fucked around with GIFs for a while, but it just became
Yeah,
such a pain, and this is way faster.
I'm just
Um,
gonna
so
copy
what?
this whole.
So do we have
Evaluate
like
submergence.
four empties that we're arranging along this object to represent its floating points? 4 points
Um,
are usually enough for any box shape unless they are very large or often end up partially out of the water. Note that offsets are scaled with the object. Okay. Also, increasing the object's mass makes it more stable. So is he saying that if it's a really big object, those offsets aren't going to be just like in the center of it? I don't know.
I don't totally get how it's working, but the stuff that I've put in is giving me a bunch of errors, so I'm just trying to fix those.
Well, yeah, he goes through it. There's like in evaluate
Oh yeah.
submergence and in fixed update. Those are the two big errors. My understanding is we have one floating point normally, and that means that it's like the rotation doesn't make any sense. So now we have fuck. We have our center, and then actually, do we even have a center, or is it just the four? No, it's just the four. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 floating points that it orbits from instead. But the thing that confuses me is like how do I change these? Like if I do like a shape like this, isn't it? Aren't the floating points going to be like this still? Or I mean, even worse, they'd be like there.
Yeah, I mean, the next thing down shows you, I guess, what it looks like in the inspector. But I guess if you look at the numbers for it, I think it's relative to the size. Because he does like half. He does like really round numbers.
So maybe it takes the size of the object and then goes like, all right, half this way, and it naturally just becomes the 4 corner points, kind of. Well, not corner points necessarily. It's probably closer to here, 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 and here. It's probably halfway between each of these distances. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess the idea is that they're just directions, and then size is the distance away from the middle that they are.
So I add this stable floating on objects that I think are big enough that they're going to cause this problem, essentially, is the idea.
Yeah.
So, big table. I guess the table's collider actually isn't going to be doing me any favors here. I'm going to put that back. I'll do big dumpster. Do I remove the other custom gravity rigid body then? I guess so.
So the way this works is that if only like if the point is submerged above 0, will the drag affect it? So I could see why the next section might be, or why the next section is called accidental levitation.
Oh, we have to
Yeah.
specifically set the offsets as well. It doesn't automatically have those in here.
Yeah, but they're just like, I think they're just cardinal directions. Like he does X and Z, so it's just like the diagonals of them.
0.5, 0.5, 0.5, negative 0.5, negative 0.5, 0.5, negative point, oh, negative 0.5, and
I
negative
think
0.5.
if I were to redo this, or if we were to make our own water system, I think I would want the water volume to control the rigid bodies
Don't they?
in sort of around like submergence does right now. Like the rigid body gets its submergence, and that's how it deals with the water. But I
Isn't that
think
what
you
it's
could,
doing?
yeah, that's what it's doing. But I think I would rather have it where a body of water like saves the submergence points and applies force in that direction. You know what I mean? Like instead of it coming from the body or from the rigid bodies, that like you spawn a force, you like put a force at the where it submerges from the water.
Hmm.
Maybe that's a not a good idea.
Maybe it's definitely something worth trying, I guess. Is the buoyancy too low? What going on here?
I think I just thought of that as a solution for like how you would program something that took maybe surface area into account.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, shut up!
This is like an approximation.
It's still doing the
That's
thing.
probably better, yeah.
Why is it doing this thing?
What's it doing?
It's like tipping on its tip. Hold on, I gotta let dog out. Okay. What is going on? Accidental levitation. Is that what my problem is?
I think so.
Or do I need to set the points to be different? I feel like I wish we had gizmos that showed what these offsets were. Like if we could have a little, just a little empty.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's hard for me to visualize like where they're actually sitting. What if I make them all one instead? See if that changes anything. I feel like it looks a little different than the thing he's dealing with, but I should probably try that fix first. Alright.
Oh no. Wait. Yeah, hold on. I gotta go back a little bit. Okay.
I guess maybe I should increase the thing's mass too. He does say that. Yeah, it only has a mass of 5 and it's that big. Maybe it should be a little bigger. I don't know. 20?
Wait, do you have both scripts on it or just one?
I do have both, but I have one disabled.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so I was just in case I fucked something up. I would be able to turn back quickly.
Yeah, I should have just disabled instead of deleting.
It's not a
Let's
huge
go
deal though.
back.
You can just reapply the script.
I just Control Z. It's back. But it's not it doesn't take gravity into consideration when I have the stable one on. It's like not acting the same.
Yeah, I had that problem too for a second. I think the problem was, well, actually no. The problem was that I didn't control S, and then I did the water mask. But if you try messing with float to sleep, maybe make sure
Oh,
your water.
it has to be the water mask. Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, the mask like didn't change shit about this thing. I like how the pretzels float topside up like that. That's silly. They shouldn't float like that. They would just float sideways.
Do you think I have to add a buoyancy offset?
Do you not have that? Oh yeah, you probably have to put those in. Do you not have any in there? They're still blank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I filled those out. That's probably. Oh, that wouldn't surprise me if that was a problem.
I feel like it should float still though.
Well, it just doesn't have anything to apply the buoyancy to.
I put one on,
Oh, okay. I don't know then.
but it's just a 0. I guess actually, yeah, that does work the way it should. Because buoyancy's at 1. So if it's over 1. It wasn't bouncing up, but it shouldn't if it's not buoyant. No. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're good. Cool.
Okay, I have a little technique here. I'm testing real quick. This might be small brain or big brain. I can't tell yet.
Ooh, I'm getting spoiled for the next one.
Oh, for character movement? Or moving environment or whatever?
Yeah, reactive environment.
Why'd you open it up? Close it.
First one, it's the jump pad.
No!
Something to get excited about. We're ending on a boring note.
Not a jump pad! Fuck!
It looks like the what's it called? The Sonic ones from Sonic Heroes.
Boing. Oh, God damn it, buddy. But yeah, we definitely got a little sidetracked here, but I can't, it doesn't seem to be working properly. I don't know. Like, this is not doing what I expected it to, like, at all.
What is it doing for you?
Like, it's not, I guess it's just not floating properly. I don't know. It keeps doing this weird shit. Like, the
Maybe
buoyancy
bring
isn't
this.
even that high.
Can you bring the size down, maybe?
Well, I'm trying to make it, like, too big. I wanted to make it, like
Oh, for some
oversized.
reason I misunderstood the size thing. I thought I was reading the offset number as size for some reason.
Okay, that actually seems to be working now. I think it was just the buoyancy. Now this is
too high.
This is floating how I expected it. Well, that's the thing, is the buoyancy needs to be higher though, so I could jump on it. Because now with this low ass buoyancy, it'll just weird. I don't know. Okay, that's kind of working. I don't know. Accidental levitation. If a point ends up sufficiently high enough above the surface, then its raycast will fail, which makes it incorrectly count as fully submerged. This is a potential problem for large objects with multiple buoyancy points, because some could end up high above the water, while another part of the object is still submerged. The result would be that the high point ends up levitating. You can achieve this by pushing a large light object partially out of the water. I think that's actually what was happening.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how relevant that was until just now. The problem persists because part of the object still touches the water. To solve this, we have to perform an extra query when a raycast fails to check whether the point itself is inside a water volume. This can be done by invoking physics check sphere with the position and a small radius like 0.01 as arguments, followed by the mask and interaction mode. Only if that query returns true should we set submergence to 1. However, this could result in a lot of extra queries, so let's make it optional by adding configurable safe floating toggle. It's only needed for large objects that could be pushed out of the water sufficiently. Okay, so now we have a special mode that says, you know, oh, this object's acting weird. Put safe floating on, see if that fixes it, basically. That's good. That sounds good. And this is at the end of evaluate submergence. So I'm just replacing this elf.
This is very satisfying, actually. Being able to sit in water and then float with it.
Yeah, I'd love if we could find like a really fun application of that. That definitely seems really cool.
I like your idea of the Jello, just like jumping in Jello and being able to swim through it.
Yeah.
That's a fun like kind of anti-logic that I like. Or like you could swim through a Jello that holds together.
I just thought of that because that's kind of what his block looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, so it is that problem. So look, it's just like skimming along the top and acting as if it's already fully submerged. But if I go, oh shit, wait, yeah, safe floating. Bam, safe floating fixes it.
Nice.
Very nice. So I also changed all the offsets to be like way more specific. I made them like actually the corners of the dumpster. So I don't know if that's gonna matter or not. I guess I'll put it back to the defaults and see if that changes anything. But otherwise, we're done.
That physics check sphere, I've never seen that before, and that seems like it could be used a lot.
Yeah, so it like creates a sphere, and it says if it's within the sphere, then return it. It's like a sphere hit scan or raycast kind of.
Yeah, you could do that with like a grenade launcher or something.
Very true.
Or a bubble weapon.
Okay, let's see if that changes anything. Oh wait. Oh, I didn't turn safe floating on out of play mode. There we go. It's getting bobbed around too much to tell. Oh no, it's not working. See, I guess that fix was necessary. So my idea, what I did is I made an empty that's a child of it, and I just moved the empty to like a point that I want to be floaty, and then I just copied the position, and then I went to the object and pasted it in the buoyancy offset, and just did that over and over, so it just has the same position as that empty. That was just easier for me to visualize, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing otherwise. So now each of these little elements is in each corner exactly where I put that empty. Yeah. That's so cool. So I guess I could make the buoyancy way higher then probably. Let's try 10. I don't want it to be like launching out, but I want it to be high enough that I can like jump on it. Yeah, let's bring that down a little bit. 6 maybe. I think anything above 2 is going to be wacky,
Oh, yeah, shit. He did the buoyancy numbering is kind of.
This is working though. I think I'm off the ground.
Yeah. It works kind of weird.
I could also do this if I go to the rigid body, freeze the rotation. So now it's just like this perfect little platform that'll float around. It won't get knocked over. Actually, what axis is it rotating this way? That's green, that's Y. So yeah, unfreeze Y, let it rotate that way. Or wait, is that even right? No, lock that one. Yeah, that's the stream. Look at that. We got floaty things. And I could say how floaty it is. I could say at what point is it its most floatiness is. its most floaty. Uh, um, I could stand on floaty things. Look at all these things that we did. So, yeah, next time we're gonna do motherfucking reactive environment, which seems like a fun one. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's just making just mechanics, you know, like making shit that actually reacts to you and changes the way you move around the environment. So that'll be fun. So join us then to do that. And I'll let this play us out.
Goodbye.